Okay, in this video we're going to talk a little bit about place value and talk about some activities that you can do in your classroom just to help students with place value. So first of all, let's go over and review the names of each of the place value digits. So for example, if I had the number 75,063, let's talk about what each place value those digits represent. So if I was going to spread them out, the 3 is in the ones place, or you could call that the units place. And we're in base 10 here, obviously. The 6 would be in the tens place. The 0 would be in the hundreds place. The 5 would be in the thousands place. And the 7 would be in the 10,000s place. You could go up higher, 100,000s, millions, 10 millions, 100 millions, billions, so on and so forth. Depending on what grade level you'll be teaching. For kindergarten, you're only mainly focusing on tens and ones place. You get up to the hundreds place towards the very end of it, but you're mainly focusing on just ones and tens place. First grade, you get bigger, so on and so forth. So you're just talking about more numbers as you move up in the grade levels. So let's talk about how to read numbers and how to write numbers. So how do I read the number 23,478, 506, 042, 319. It's a super duper long number. So we put commas in our numbers to separate, like to group together the hundreds and then the thousands and then the millions and so on and so forth. So it's easier to read if you think about it in groups of 3. Okay, so 042, this is my thousands. Okay, so when I read that number, I'm going to call that my thousands and tell how many thousands I have. For 506, that's my millions. So when I read that number, I'm going to call those my millions. For 478, when I read that number, those are my billions. And the 23, when I read that number, those are my trillions. Okay, so the way I would read this number is I have 23 trillion, 478 billion, 506 million, 42,319. Okay, so let's write that down. So 23 trillion, 478,000. You don't use the word and whenever you describe it. And that's a bad habit that a lot of people, including myself, have. I think I just did it and I tried to correct myself. 478 billion, 506 million, 42,000, and then 319. So 319. So just a reminder, do not use the word and. And actually represents a decimal point, and we're not talking about decimal points here. So place value is extremely important. We can use base 10 blocks to help connect the idea of place value because the number 63 has 6 tens, 3 ones. Your article, your reflection that you're reading this week talks a lot about the place value with base 10 blocks, and so hopefully that will help you think through some strategies and some different things with place value. The last thing I wanted to go over in this video is just some activities and games that you can do with place value. So like maybe centers in a classroom or whole class or group activities or, you know, whatever that's going to work as in your classroom. So using dice in your classroom is a super fun way to get students doing math without realizing it. So you have your regular dice that you can use. Just trying to see if I had any just white ones. Yeah, here's some white dice right here. There you go. So they're just regular dice. You can buy them at Walmart, buy them at Amazon, Dollar Tree, probably pretty cheap. And you can get a classroom set for pretty cheap. So with these dice, you could do lots of things. We could play a game where, let's say we're doing first grade. So let's do 3 dice. So I roll my 3 dice and I make a number out of them. This is the number 500, and so 500's 110 and 4 1, so 514. Or I could rearrange them if I wanted to. 500's 4 10's 1 1, so 541. And you could have students do things like take the base 10 blocks and match them to this number, or write this number and tell the place value for each, or, you know, you could do lots of different things with this. You could also play a game. So I'm going to do 2 dice since I have 4 out right now, where this is person 1, this is person 2, and they both roll the dice and make a number out of it. Oh, that's surprising. Let me try that again. It's like the same number. Roll the dice and make a number out of it, and then talk about where they go on a number line, or whose is greater, who's less than. So this person has 53. This person has 44, so 53 is greater than 44, and you could put them on a number line. Draw a number line, put 53, put 44, show that 53 is bigger than 44. You could also talk about, like, why would I not want to pick 35? Well, if the winner is the person who gets the biggest number, then obviously you want your 10s to be your biggest digit that's rolled. So that's an example there. There are also dice that are a little bit more fun. So here we have some dice that have I hope you can see that pretty well, hundreds and tens and ones. And so you could roll this dice to make a number. So this is the number 491. You can talk about that's 4 hundreds, 9 tens, 1 1. Okay, so you can make numbers with these dice. The ones that are even more fun are called double dice. So they have like a little die inside of a die. So it's 2 dice together, but they make a fun little noise. So I could make numbers this way. Instead of rolling 2 dice, I just roll this 1. Each student has 1 of these or 2 of these or whatever. And so this could be the number, if the number on the inside is your 10s and the number on the outside is your 1s, that would be the number 13, or vice versa. Outside is 10s, inside is 1s, that could be the number 31. They also have, this is the same thing, it just looks a little bit different. It's easier to see because it has a blue one inside. They also have 10-sided die with that, so that, because over here, the highest number I can get is a 66, right? I can't get a number bigger than that. But here, with a 10-sided, I can get 99 out of that. So that's a 9 and a 3, so 93. And then these are a little more difficult to see, but these are my favorite because they're so cute and so little. So inside here, I have 3 different die. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. Nope, can't zoom in. So I have 3 different die, and you could say, you know, blues, your 10s, blues, 100s place, reds, 10s place, whites, 1s place. So this number is 221, and so that would be the number 221. So lots of different die or dice that students can play with. You have your regular ones, you have these. I also wanted to show you back with these that I used a minute ago with the hundreds and the tens and the ones. They also have decimals, and we'll talk about decimals towards the end of the class. So you can make a decimal with those die too. So lots of options for dice. You can find them on the internet, on Amazon, or all over the place. So a few little games. I will attach these handouts with the notes. Let's do the smaller one first. So this is hundreds, tens, and ones. Okay, so this is like we're doing a whole class. You have a teacher and the student. So you can do this with just your regular dice or your double die. You can also do this with, I think the original idea of this was, this is called math shakers. And so they are little like pill boxes, like, you know, the medicine pill boxes that say like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's one of those, but it doesn't have the letters on it, so it's clear. They're called math shakers. You can buy the actual math shakers. They're from Boxcars and One Eye Jacks. They're a little more expensive than just pill boxes, so I'd encourage you to get the pill boxes probably for cheaper. Target sometimes has them on the dollar aisle, and sometimes you can get them at Dollar Tree. You just have to be looking out for them. And it's kind of hard to find the ones without the letters on them. But the idea is if I have that pill box, then I have 7 different places for these die to go. And these die fit in perfectly and can move around in them. So you can open it up and put in 2 die or 3 die or 4 die or however many, and then close the lid and then shake them and make numbers that way. So they're still in their spots, and you can see it easily, like hundreds, tens, ones. It shakes them all at the same time. Dice aren't going everywhere all over the floor. So it's just a fun little thing that the kids like to do. And if you play music while they shake them, I don't know. It's just fun for the kids. So I don't have one of those with me right now. I'll see if I can find one and do another video on them. But I think you get the idea. If you want to look up videos and stuff on it, they're just called math shakers. So that's all you have to look up, and you can easily find it online. So for this, the teacher rolls up on like shown through a projector, and each student does it, and each student has this page. So the teacher roll for mine, if I had my shaker, I would just shake it and then lay it down. So for my number, I have 4, 3, 4. 4 hundreds, 3 tens, 4 ones. So that's the number 434. And then students do the same thing with theirs. Let me get 3 more. So here's the student roll. They're going to make the number 6, 3, 3. 6 hundreds, 3 tens, 3 ones, 633. And then the question is, which one's bigger? Is the teacher bigger or is the student bigger? Student's bigger here, and then you can assign points for whoever wins, whoever has the biggest number or whoever has the smallest number, whichever one you want to play. Maybe play both. Play first, bigger number wins, play second where the smaller number wins. And you could do where everybody stand. So like I roll this and students roll whatever. Stand up if you beat me, if you have a number bigger than me. And so all the students stand up that beat. What was your number? My number was 633. 6 tens, 6 hundreds, 3 tens, 3 ones. So just practicing the place value, reading a number, talking about what each digit represents in each spot. So that's just a fun way to play that game, or a fun way to practice place value with a game. This is the same thing, but it's with more digits. So hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, thousands, hundreds, tens, ones. Okay, so I will attach these if you would like to use them in your classroom. It's a super fun way to use them in your classroom. And you could get expensive with these type of die or with math shakers, or you can be super cheap and just get some regular old die at Dollar Tree. And it's just a fun way for students to practice math without even realizing that they're doing math.